get on in here. It is Friday. It's December the 13th. Friday the 13th, Annette. Here's what we're working on this morning. A temporary tax holiday starts tomorrow. Simone Gavros takes a look at what's it going to mean for small business.
A dog that was taken during a carjacking in Toronto earlier this week has been reunited with her family. She's pretty happy.
Yeah, look at that smile. And it's Christmas time, Charlie Brown. We'll tell you how you can watch the classic A Charlie Brown Christmas for free this year.
I think we're showing our age. It's like it's always been free.
I was going to say, was I doing something wrong? Because I was watching it for free every year.
It used to be on networks, and you'd have to watch commercials, but
yeah, okay. Well, that's coming up then. Steve Ruddock, how are you, pal?
Good morning, Steve.
A little colder today than it was yesterday. Has anybody heard, is there going to be a bike run to Dover today? Is it?
You know what?
They are getting ready for it. I don't know how many people are going to show up, but.
Yeah, well, there'll be people there.
Yeah, there will be people that show up.
I don't know if they'll be taking their bikes there, though. Goodness.
Well, I know a couple of people who are saying they're going to take their bikes. So.
You know what I found, though? I found it not as cold as yesterday because it wasn't as windy. Like yesterday, we had those
high winds.
It was really windy. It was kind of going right through you, but
yeah, not quite as windy today, so that's a good thing. Temperature is about the same, but we're going to get sunny skies for the next couple of days, so that's nice. But that's not going to help us temperature-wise at all. But before we get to that, that's coming up a little bit later on, and the snow squalls have sort of tamed down just a little bit too in some of those areas. But we'll talk about that a little later on. But now let's have a look and see what's happening on the road. So good start to the morning, and in fact, as I kind of take a quick look through the Golden Horseshoe, we are seeing things maybe a little bit lighter on the roads today. And again today, for most of us, weather's not a factor. Niagara Street, there's a Burlington Skyway bridge shot. Traffic is moving along in pretty good shape right now, and we're not seeing a big movement along Guelph Line as well. So traffic's a little bit lighter Friday, maybe because of Friday. It is like that up by the 4 plants, not seeing any problems. And west of King Road, seeing things okay. Up by Pearson Airport, things are moving along in pretty good fashion right now. 401 west of the 400 coming down to the Barrie area. Kind of nice right now, and let's hope it stays that way today. So we've got pretty good traffic right now. Weather not a factor for the drive to, or actually to work or from work tonight. And the weekend, well, it looks a little bit warmer as we get into Sunday, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay, what we're talking about now is the GST HST holiday that is starting tomorrow. The sales tax will be removed from a number of essential items for the next 2 months, just in time for the holidays. Here's the thing, though. It's a little confusing to know what's going to be taxed and what's not. Luckily, we have Simone Gavros, who is joining us from AM Breakfast in downtown Hamilton. Are you breaking this all down for us? Are you helping us out?
Yeah, Tim, I have all the details that I'll be sharing throughout the morning on what this means for Ontarians as well as Canadians for tomorrow and for the next 2 months. So here in Ontario, this means that Ontarians won't have to pay the HST, so that's 13% of that sales tax, on a number of items until February 15th. And one economist I spoke to says this is going to save roughly around $40 per person, depending on what you spend. So that's a win for consumers, but he says for businesses, it's coming with some challenges as they adapt.
I think the principal pro is if it does shift some spending forward and helps smooth out what looks like it's going to be a bit of a rough patch for the economy. The main negative is, of course, because it's thrown together, it's going to be confusing. It's going to be difficult for businesses to operationalize. And of course, as everyone has emphasized, it's only temporary. And so when it comes back off, there will be offsetting effects.
So this is the list of items that are included in the tax holiday. It's prepared foods, including vegetable trays, salads and sandwiches, restaurant meals, whether it's dine-in, takeout, or delivery. It's also beer, wine, ciders, and ready-to-drink cocktails, but not hard liquor like vodka or gin. There's also children's clothing, shoes, and toys. This is where the list gets into some specifics because it only applies to toys for children under 14 years old. So that means that it depends depends on the item that's marketed to the individual, not who the gift or the item is for. So for example, let's say you're at the mall tomorrow buying some children's gifts. You purchase items that come to a total of $150. That would be your total without the HST. With HST, it'd come to about $169.50. So you'd be saving about $20 on this purchase without the 13% sales tax. Now, the Canadian Federation of Business says that the whole process to prepare for tomorrow has been stressful and they say murky. They say that managing client expectations is one of the key concerns.
Ultimately, what we're encouraging from a consumer's perspective is be patient and understand this was thrown at small business owners. They have to implement it very quickly, and they'll have to go through all of this again in 2 months without necessarily being taken into consideration what that would mean for them operationally, and without necessarily having the greatest clarity on all the questions.
So coming up later this morning, we're going to be speaking with the owner of AM Breakfast for more on how they're preparing for the tax holiday that starts tomorrow. Annette, back over to you.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Premier Doug Ford has doubled down on his threat to cut off electricity exports to the United States if President-elect Donald Trump moves ahead with a 25% tariff on Canadian goods.
When it comes to the U.S., I want to send them more electricity. I want to send them critical minerals. I want to make sure that we have fair trade going back and forth across the border. That's what I want to do, and support them any way we can. They aren't our enemies. They're our allies.
Ford says Ontario, though, will use every tool in our toolbox to defend against the tariffs. The Premier says we send enough electricity over the border to power 1.5 million homes in Michigan, Minnesota, and New York. Now, in an interview with CNBC yesterday, Donald Trump said, quote, "That's fine." When he was asked about this, he went on to say, "I have so many friends in Canada, but we shouldn't subsidize a country."
The disappearance of a Hamilton woman is being investigated by the Hamilton Police Homicide Unit. 40-year-old Shailini Singh has not been heard from in more than a week. She was last in contact with her family back on December the 4th. They contacted police on Tuesday. The Homicide Unit is leading this case because police say they're concerned with the circumstances surrounding her disappearance. And they haven't given any other details. Charlene E. has a light complexion. She's about 5'4" with a slim build, brown eyes, and shoulder-length black hair. Her family believes she does not have access to a vehicle.
Hamilton police have uncovered more man-made holes within an encampment in Gage Park.
The hole is not connected to other holes. It resembles a T shape. It seems to be that it's going to be connected to the first hole. It seems like there's some sort of elaborate structure that's being made here. It's damage to property first and foremost, especially with the wiring. It's a safety issue. Safety is paramount when it comes to these sorts of things.
Officers were patrolling the encampment on Wednesday when they found the first large hole, which led to a series of tunnels. One man is facing mischief and drug-related charges. The remaining tents in that area have been relocated.
Well, that's a good news story because a dog that was inside a vehicle that was carjacked in Toronto has been returned to her family. Toronto police say Roxy, 4-year-old chocolate lab, was in the back of a Jeep taken from its owner on Wednesday morning. Peel Regional Police. Well, they found the vehicle later that night in Brampton, and eventually they found Roxy. She's now back with her family. 39-year-old Allison Mann is facing several charges, including robbery and failing to comply with his probation.
There's some temporary changes coming for GO trains on the Lakeshore West line. So this weekend and next weekend, Lakeshore West service from West Harbour GO station in Hamilton to Toronto's Union Station will operate hourly. It's because of construction work being done at Exhibition Station. GO bus connection times will also be adjusted. And there's a bit of good news for businesses and drivers along a busy downtown Hamilton street. Work on York Boulevard, which started in July, is ahead of schedule. The City of Hamilton says because of that, all westbound lanes on York between Queen and Dundurn streets are going to be reopened by the end of today. The remaining lanes from James Street to Queen Street will reopen next week. Construction project to install water mains, update bike paths, and put in accessible sidewalks is expected to completely finish in August.
Okay, let's get into Sportsline. Busy night in the NHL ice. 14 games. Every Canadian team except Ottawa was playing. Ottawa was coming off a 5-1 beatdown of the Anaheim Ducks. Last night it was the Leafs' turn for some duck hunting.
Leafs through center, and it's Nylander slaloming in. That's running back to Nylander. Scores!
Willie Nylander makes playing hockey look so easy. Like, to knock the puck out of midair at full speed, that is not easy to do. But he makes it look pretty easy, and he made it 2-0 for the Buds in the first. Max Pacioretty, he had a big night as he already had a goal and then assisted on that Willie tally right there. It was 2-1 when Thorold's Connor Timmins, who is getting plenty of playing time under new head coach Craig Berube, he had his point shot tipped in by Pacioretty in front. Patches, he would have a 3-point night, including a couple of goals. Leafs hold off the Ducks for a second straight win, 3-2 the final. Joseph Woll made 20 saves to get the win, but he only played 2 periods. Because the only bummer about this game, besides that guy wearing blue face, they lost their starting goalie, Anthony Stolarz. The big man who stole a game on Tuesday in New Jersey, making 38 saves, was back in the net for this one. After letting in a goal in the first, he seemed to kind of tweak something. He would finish the period, and then Joe Woll came out to the start of the second. Craig Berube said that after the game, that Stolarz will be reevaluated today for a lower body injury.
Pokes the puck ahead for Robrick. He's got 2, looking for 3. He's got it. Hat trick for Robrick.
Yeah, Niagara Ice Dogs in Northern Ontario this weekend kick things off in North Bay. Big night for Ryan Rubrick, scoring 3 times. That's what we call a hat trick. As the Dogs have reeled off 3 straight wins. They beat the Battalion in North Bay 7-3, so they're off to the Sioux tonight before finishing the trek up north in Sudbury on Sunday. Raptors began life without Scotty Barnes again, who's out for a few weeks with a sprained ankle. They were in South Beach to face the Heat, and I guess they couldn't stand it. Despite having a 16-point lead in the first half, Miami, they would dominate the rest of the way with Tyler Hero leading the way with 23 points. Grady Dick was the only bright spot for the Raps. He had 22 as the Dinos. They go to 2-9 when Barnes missed the 11 games at the beginning of the season, when they start 0-1 and fall to 1-12 in the road, dropping a 4th straight game, 114-104. They have the weekend off. They face Chicago on Monday night at the Bank. And let's go to the Thursday nighter from San Francisco. Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams scored 6 touchdowns in a big win over the Bills on Sunday, so you expected a bunch of offense from them again. They took on the 49ers. Not the case. This one was a
Wake up, Tim, wake up.
snoozer. Luckily, I slept right through it. There wasn't any touchdowns. First time the Rams have won a game with no touchdowns since 2016. Joshua Carty had 4 field goals, 12-6 to kick off Week 15. Yikes. Big game of the week, though. That is Sunday from Detroit. Buffalo Bills battling the first place Lions.
Okay, let's have a look and see what's happening traffic-wise for 6:13 on your Friday. Traffic's a little bit lighter today than it was yesterday, and maybe it's because it's Friday and some folks are taking the day off or working from home. Let's have a look and see what's happening on the roads right now. One trouble spot that's usually very, very busy, Burlington Skyway Bridge, eastbound coming towards us. Not seeing any problems out there now. It's got a lot of volume on there, but traffic's moving along by the looks of things in good shape. Down towards the Niagara area, not seeing quite as many vehicles on the roads right now, so it's a little on the slow side as we make the turn from the Burlington Skyway Bridge up to Guelph Line, east and westbound. No problems out there at all. And let's check up by Pearson Airport. Well, Pearson Airport's looking in pretty good shape now, so that's a good thing. So on the roads, we're in good shape this morning. Let's hope it stays that way. As far as our weather's concerned, it's going to remain on the cold side. Areas did get those lake effect snows yesterday, as we talked about this time yesterday. For example, Bracebridge received an estimated 42 centimeters of snow yesterday with this, and also up the Bruce Peninsula as well. Still one trouble spot today from Environment Canada. Tobermory, Sawbo Beach area, Bruce Peninsula, an expected 10 to 15 extra centimeters of snow today with these streamers coming off the Great Lakes. But otherwise, we're just looking for mostly clear skies out there. But it is, again, the lake effect snow, which will be causing the problems in those areas. Colder today than yesterday. How much so? This time yesterday, it was -7 in Hamilton, now -11, and also cooler in Mississauga, Toronto, and the Grimsby area to start the day today. And as you're looking at your almanac, the sun will be up at 7:44 in the morning, down at 4:45 p.m. Normal highs 1 degree this time of year, and today's expected high still on the cold side, -4. Yes, it's going to be sunny, but it's still going to be -4 and feeling like -18 with those 40-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts. For tonight, we're looking for a low of -11, feeling like -14. Again, clear skies and sunny skies again for tomorrow, but still remaining on the cold side of things, -1, but getting warmer Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Not too bad. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay, thanks, Steve. I'm going to take a break. We're going to say good morning to Emily and happy Friday. See what we're chit-chatting about today. Also, after the break, a decades-in-the-making deal to have 3 tobacco giants pay out billions of dollars to provinces and territories has been approved. That and other business news in 2. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
What's going on with you?
Well, we've got Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
It's like the best Christmas movie of all time that my kids just aren't interested in watching. And I don't know if it's because it's too old-fashioned for them, but it's streaming on Netflix.
What's their favorite Christmas movie? Do they have one?
Like The Grinch, which is great because it's another classic.
The Grinch is making a huge comeback this year, I noticed.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Like the cartoon one or like the actual Grinch?
All of it.
Yeah,
We
like
have
all
a
the
lot
merch and everything.
We have a lot of Grinch and feel-good time today, too, actually.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
Okay, and guess what, Tim? Just for you,
I know it's somebody's birthday today, so I know we'll be talking about that.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. It's December the 13th. Who doesn't know it's her birthday?
But I didn't actually know it was her birthday. It's completely unrelated.
I did. Katie asked us yesterday, guess whose birthday it is?
Oh,
I'm like,
yes, I
it's
did
gotta
know.
be Taylor Swift.
I did know. I heard it in the newsroom. And Jude Law, he is finally getting his star on the Walk of Fame.
Okay. We'll see you at that big red couch in a little bit. Let's get into some business news. Very interested in what's going on with our Canadian dollar right now because it's down again, 17 basis points after some gains yesterday. So it's still hovering around that 70 cents US. Gold down over 20 bucks, 26.88 to 70 an ounce. Crude oil up 38 cents, 70.40 a barrel. Off to Europe. Hey, Europe, it's Friday. Markets are up across the board in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, the markets were down today across the board, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. North American markets had triple-digit losses as well yesterday. The TSX fell 246. The Dow posted a loss of 234 points, and the NASDAQ was down by more than 130.
Okay, glad you're here on this Friday morning. Let's get into some business news. And up first, creditors, they have approved a proposed $32.5 billion deal with tobacco giants. Spokespeople for a group of creditors that voted on the proposal say the deal passed a major hurdle. Now, the proposed global settlements will see companies JTI McDonald's, Rothman, Benson & Hedges, and Imperial Tobacco Canada pay out smoking-related health care costs for provinces and territories, as well to plaintiffs in 2 Quebec class action lawsuits. Before the plan can be implemented, however, it must obtain the approval of the courts, and a hearing has been scheduled for the end of January.
More Body Shop Canada stores are expected to close as the chain gets ready for new ownership. The Canadian division of the chain will be in court today seeking approval for a deal with a Markham-based private equity firm. The same group owns St. Louis Bar and Grill and Second Cup. Now, the number of stores still to close and the number of employees impacted has not been announced. The price paid has been redacted from court documents. Approval for the sale is needed in court because Body Shop Canada has been in creditor protection since March. The new owners plan to reinstate the Body Shops Canada's online business.
Air Canada has announced plans to offer free Wi-Fi to Aeroplan members aboard its flights starting next year. The airline has built a partnership with telecom giant Bell, which is already giving passengers free text messaging abilities. The internet service will be available on all Wi-Fi equipped aircrafts for North American and Central American flights beginning in May, followed by longer international routes in 2026. Passengers can expect streaming quality service on Air Canada Rouge, and most Air Canada Express aircraft. The company says non-Aeroplan members can still pay for Wi-Fi. I got a text message on Sunday from somebody that was flying, and they specifically said to me in the text message, "I'm on a plane texting you." And who was that person?
Me.
Bingo.
It was nice to hear from you. Because you're reminding me about something on the show on Monday, and I'm like, hey, I got a text on a plane. This is so exciting. Okay, we're taking a break right now. Steve is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast, including the weekend.
All right, welcome back to Morning Live. It is 6:24 and 56 seconds now, to be precise, on your Friday. What's ahead for us? Well, we've still got some cold conditions today, but into the weekend we'll start to warm up. So that's kind of our big picture. Why is it going to warm up? Well, we have a low pressure system coming across the American Midwest, which will bring us a little warmer air ahead of it, but also we're going to get some rain into the weekend as well, especially Sunday. But for Friday, Saturday, kind of sunny out there. So again, some lake effect snow possible. Bruce Peninsula up around the snow belt area here. 10 to 15 centimeters is possible according to Environment Canada. And we'll see sunny conditions today, although the temperatures certainly aren't going to be warm at all. Your Friday planner looks like this, a high of only -4, so still, 5 degrees below seasonal. The drive home tonight should be no problem under mostly clear skies, and another sunny day coming up again tomorrow. Things are warming up just a little bit, but feeling like -18 today with the wind chill factor. Warming up, but some rain and lots of cloud as we get into Sunday and the start of the week. That's a look at things for now.
Okay. Ryan Reynolds is back in his Deadpool role for a very special fundraising video. It supports the Toronto Sick Kids Foundation.
Woo! Benevolence is thirsty work.
Where to next?
Well, I thought we'd eliminate sick kids.
Oh, dude, that's so up.
No. We're eliminating the sickness by encouraging people to donate. We're going to need some help. Because you and I...
So in this campaign, there's a special Marvel and DC mashup as he teams up with the OG herself, yes, Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. He's also joined by, so that's Kidpool. I haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, but Kidpool is actually played by his real-life daughter, Inez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Reynolds and his wife, Blake Lively, they're going to match all donations up to $500,000 until midnight on December the 24th.
If you don't mind.
And we'll put a link up on our website to that video, because there's always an ugly sweater in his campaigns, and there is an ugly sweater.
Who is sporting the ugly sweater?
That's a tease.
Okay.
There we go.
It is, it's Friday. Another chilly start to the day. We'll see how long that sticks around. It's Friday the 13th, actually.